What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. These are my Draftkings MMA picks for UFC Vegas 51. We have Belal Muhammad going against Vicente Luque.
I need all the wins, yeah. Harder than all that is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
And welcome back to another DraftKings video. This week, breaking down, not the best card in the world. We actually have 14 fights, so it should be fun. But in terms of the name value, it's not really there, especially coming out off of a very great card last week in UFC 273. But, as always, we have a card, another opportunity to make some money. Before we get started, as always, if you guys can please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It is much appreciated. I do want to shout out the winner for the contest last week. We did Chimaev DraftKings points. The correct answer was 100.69, and there were a couple people that actually tied and got 101. But Levi, shout out to him. He was the first to comment that 101. Was able to hit Levi up and get him his winnings there. So shout out to you, Levi. You got it done. There you go. So other than that, if you guys want some extra content, be sure to check out dfsbythenumbers.com. We got the targets, projections, the rankings, the optimizer, articles, all the good stuff. Tons more going on over at dfsbythenumbers.com. Feel free to check that out. All right. I say we get right into it. We will start with the fight doesn't go to decision lines. We have Budai, Barnett minus 450. Fight doesn't go to decision. Low-level heavyweight fight here. It probably does finish. I don't really agree with the minus 450, but I'm more so on the Budai side myself. He's going to be 7 inches taller. He's the more natural heavyweight. I think he does take Barnett down at some point and finish him. But like I said, this is heavyweight. It is low-level. Barnett with the nice spinning wheel kick in his last fight. I don't really see that happening here, but anything can happen. I like Budai here, though. I'm going to have the majority of my lineups with Budai, but sprinkling Barnett is not the worst choice in the world as far as the punt goes. Fiallo Baeza, minus 185. Fight doesn't go decision. I could see this going the distance, but both these guys have a ton of power. Baeza is going to have the volume and cardio advantage, and then Fiallo's probably going to have the power advantage. This guy hits like an absolute truck. I think somebody could get knocked out here. Fiallo's been knocked out twice. Baeza's been knocked out once, but he has been hurt a bunch of times as well. Yeah, good fight to target more than likely. Baeza 8,700, Fiallo 7,500, making him a very intriguing dog at that price. I do like this fight to target for sure. Bohalo and Omar Gadziev, and yeah, we have the co-main event here. Two newcomers making their debut. And I don't know, I see this fight probably going to decision. It's sitting at minus 155 there, but I think it is going to be one to target. There's not a ton of underdogs on the slate that I do like, and I am actually picking Caio outright. I really like what I see from this guy. This guy has, solid volume. On top of that, he's going to be the better striker. On top of that, BJJ black belt. Just a lot of things you like to see from the guy. But on the flip side, you have Omar Gadziev here, who is a very good wrestler, relentless wrestler, and he has the gas tank to keep that up. So I'm kind of, from a DraftKings perspective, more so leaning on the Omar Gadziev side, because I think if he wins, it's going to be a lot of takedowns, a lot of control time, and is going to score very well. But this should be a decent fight to target, but I don't see this one finishing, honestly. And then we have Belal Muhammad going against Vicente Luque. Main event, I think this fight is a must-target fight. I think this fight goes one of two ways. I think either Belal Muhammad's able to take down Luque for 25 minutes and kind of grind him out, maybe a very boring fight, which is weird to say because Vicente Luque's never been in a boring fight in his life. That's why I'm kind of more leaning towards the Vicente Luque fight. I think Luque's going to have 25 minutes to hurt Belal Muhammad, knock him out, submit him, and I think he does personally. So I'm more so on the Luque side myself, but Belal Muhammad is a very solid dog option. If he wins, he's going to put up a very big score. I think the winner in general puts up a very big score here. So another fight to target there. If you think Muhammad wins, it probably goes to decision. If you think Luque wins, it's most definitely going to be inside the distance, you got to think. Core plays here, we have Pat Sabatini, 9,200. And yeah, I really like Pat Sabatini here. He's going to have some wrestling upside. BJJ black belt, training out of Renzo Gracie Philly, the same gym as Sean Brady. The guys over there have been having a lot of success thus far in the UFC, and I think that continues here against TJ Laramie. The striking is definitely a work in progress, but his bread and butter is going to be the wrestling, the grappling, and he's relentless with it. He's going to get this fight down to the mat, and once he does, he should have a significant advantage. So I think Sabatini has wrestling upside, submission upside, and I do think he submits TJ Laramie probably in that first or second round. Vicente Luque, 8,500. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities to finish Muhammad here. Muhammad only finished once, and that was by Vicente Luque a few years back. Vicente Luque, a 90% finish rate. Vicente Luque finishing all but one of his wins in the UFC. Just a very dangerous guy. He's dangerous anywhere the fight goes. He hits like a truck, and I think he could most definitely finish Belal Muhammad at some point in this fight. So I like Luque a lot, but this is the fight, like I said, as a whole, you're going to want to target. I think the winner scores very well. I'd be shocked if the main event this week, especially at this price tag, was not on the optimal lineup. And then getting a little weird here with the last two picks. So Trey Ogden, 8,300. So I think this is a fight you're definitely going to want to target. But I really like what I see from Ogden. This guy is a BJJ black belt. This guy is also, he's training at a good gym in Glory MMA and Fitness. And on top of that, he's going to have a ton of advantages in this fight against Jordan Levitt. He's going to be the much better striker. He's going to be the much better wrestler. He's going to have the much better cardio. He's going to have so many advantages here. It's just Jordan Levitt's very dangerous on the mat, and I think this fight is going to hit the mat. But as long as Ogden does mind his P's and Q's, I think he does win this fight and win it pretty dominantly, and I think he could even finish Jordan Levitt late. But, he has been submitted 3 times. The last submission loss was about 2 or 3 years ago. Since then, like I said, he is a BJJ black belt now, training at a really good gym. So hopefully he's shored that part up in his game. But, Levitt is going to be live for that sub. So again, a fight you want to target both sides, but I do think Ogden should honestly be a much bigger favorite because I think Levitt is probably round 1 sub or bust. Levitt's gas tank is not good. His wrestling is not good. His striking is not good, but his grappling is legit. But I think if Ogden can, like I said, bind his P's and Q's, I think he makes this look pretty easy here. And then Devin Clark, 8,600. A little weird here, but I think Devin Clark should go out here and get the win. William Knight, a 45% takedown defense. This fight is going to be at heavyweight, kind of a very sketchy fight here. But Devin Clark, he wrestled in high school, college, and a very good wrestler, very good gas tank. He's going to have the wrestling advantage here. He's going to have the cardio advantage here. I think he can take down William Knight multiple times, control him, and put up a solid score here at 8,600. So I do like Devin Clark. Outside of him getting knocked out, which it could happen, William Knight does hit hard, but I just don't think William Knight is really that great, to be honest. So I like Devin Clark here. I think he does win a grinding-based decision, putting up a solid score. GPP plays here, tournament plays, Martin Budai, 9,000. We talked about it earlier. I think he does get down Barnett at some point and finish him on the mat. He does have some power on the feet. He's really good in the clinch. Just don't think Barnett is UFC caliber. I know he got a UFC win in his last fight against Jean Vellante, but that was a Jean Vellante on the verge of retirement, a very unprepared Jean Vellante as well. I think Budai is ready. He's 30 years old. He's young, and especially in terms of a heavyweight, I think he does finish Barnett in that first or second round. And at 9K, I think it's a pretty solid play there. Gadzhi Omar Gadzhi of 8,400, talked about it a little bit as well. If he does win, I see a lot of takedowns. This guy's relentless with his takedowns. Kyle is a black belt in BJJ, but if he can get on top, control him, I think that's going to definitely add up for 3 rounds. And I guess the thing I like most about Gadzhi is the fact that he can go out here and wrestle for 15 minutes, and he's not tired. He has a great gas tank, so I do like that, especially from with guys with a wrestling heavy game plan. You want to see guys with good gas tanks, and he does have that. So I do like him at 8,400. Miguel Baeza, 8,700. He's going to have a lot of advantages in this fight. He's going to have the volume advantage. He's going to have the cardio advantage, especially. Fiallo does slow down a lot as the fight goes on. And he has a lot of power as well. He's a finisher. Fiallo has been knocked out twice. A lot of those losses are late. Chris Curtis did finish him late in that 3rd round, and I could see that here with Baeza, but regardless, Baeza is going to put on a pace. He's going to land a lot, and like I said, I think that potential late finish is on the table for Baeza. So I don't hate Baeza, 8,700. And then Rafa Garcia, 8,200. Seems like the whole world is on Jesse Ronson this week. But yeah, if Garcia wins this fight, if he pulls it off, he's going to put up a big score. Garcia goes for takedowns. He goes for a lot of them. Solid volume on the feet, but the takedowns are his bread and butter. I think he got like 7 in his last fight, and I don't think anybody's really going to play Rafa Garcia this week. There are some red flags with Jesse Ronson, and I am picking Ronson personally, but there are some red flags. He's coming off of a 2-year layoff. He's now 36 years old. He had a PED suspension, and Garcia's young. He's improving. I think Garcia is very live to win this fight. I think it's a very close fight. I do slightly lean to Ronson because of the gas tank, but it's a close one. I think either way, and if Garcia does win, I think it scores pretty well, and I don't really think many people are going to have him. Live dogs, Bilal Muhammad, 7,700. I think you absolutely have to have some Bilal Muhammad this week. If he wins, it's going to score very good. Vicente Luque, very hittable. Luque, not the best takedown defense in the world. In a Bilal Muhammad win, you got to think he's going to go out there, get takedowns, get control time, and he has 5 rounds to do it, and he has the gas tank to do it as well. So Bilal Muhammad, not a ton of dogs I like on this slate, but if Muhammad wins, he scores a ton. William Knight, 7,600, kind of going for that knockout upside here. Devin Clark has been knocked out a few times. He has been hurt a lot, and William Knight does hit fairly hard. This is at heavyweight, which I do think does favor William Knight. Curious to see what he does weigh in at, but, William Knight, if he does win, it should be by knockout. 7,600, I think you got to have some Knight there. And then Andre Fiallo, 7,500, kind of the same thing. Puncher's chance here, knockout upside. This guy hits like a truck. Baeza has been knocked out before. Baeza has been hurt before a few times. And, Fiallo, it would not shock me if he went in here and starched Baeza in that first round. So, first round upside for Fiallo. I think it's worth some shots as a live dog there. And then Jordan Levitt, 7,900. I think he's like the other two guys, but this is a submission or bust type situation. I think if he wins, it's by submission. Ogden submitted 3 times in his career. Jordan Levitt, very good grappler, and I do think this fight does hit the mat, and I do think it does play out on the mat quite a bit. So Levitt's going to have his opportunities, and at 7,900, I will be taking some shots on Levitt. I think someone gets finished in this fight. I think it is Levitt getting finished late, but, Levitt will be live for an early sub for sure, and at 7,900, you definitely got to take some shots there. Pump plays, we have Kevin Kroom, 7,400. I actually like Kroom to win here. Going against Alateng Haley, he's going to be much, much bigger. Huge height advantage, huge reach advantage, cutting down to 135. He made his debut in the UFC on short notice at 155. His next couple fights were at 145, and this will be at 135. So I do want to see what he looks like on the scales, but he's going to have not the cardio advantage. He's going to have the volume advantage, and a big volume advantage. Alateng Haley he doesn't do anything at all. I don't think he's surpassed 50 significant strikes in his entire UFC career yet. Is Alateng Haley going to go out here and wrestle Kevin Kroom? I think that's on the table, but, first of all, Alateng Haley does not wrestle as much as he should, and second of all, Kevin Kroom's a black belt. He wants it on the mat. So I think Kevin Kroom has multiple paths to victory here, and at 7,400, I'm willing to take some shots. And then Chris Barnett, 7,200. Heavyweight fight, anything can happen. Minus 450 fight doesn't go. I think you got to sprinkle Barnett just because of that reason, but I do think he gets smashed here, to be honest. And then fades, I think there's a couple of them. I don't like Alateng Haley at 8,800, but Pandy Kanzad, probably the easiest fade here, 9,100. She's not going to go for takedown. She's probably not going to finish. Pretty easy fade for me. I'd rather go up and get anybody else up in that 9K range there. So, but yeah, that is about it. Kind of flew through it here. Thank you all so much for watching. Not the best card in the world, but we got a card, and that's all that matters. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, check out dfsbythenumbers.com. Lots of great stuff going on over there. Live stream Friday, live stream Saturday. Make sure you are subscribed so you not miss out on all that good stuff. That's about it, guys. Best of luck. UFC Vegas 51. Let us make some money.